It's all about attitude, yeah.
Hey guys, I'm so excited. Welcome to the Leah Rae podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am so excited for this guest for so many reasons. Priscilla DiStasio, I believe that's how you pronounce it, like DiStasio. She is so spicy. She is so beautiful. She is so talented. I am obsessed with pretty much everything that she does because she's a very well-known makeup artist. I'm also a makeup artist, but not even close remotely like she is. She's a celebrity makeup artist with over 10 years experience in the beauty and makeup industry. Her first professional career was with MAC Cosmetics, which was also mine, believe it or not. She is best known for her consistent work as the main makeup artist for The Real Housewives of New Jersey. If you've watched that show, you'll see her a lot of times with Teresa. But the list that she has for everyone she's done, I am not going to go through it because it's like 500 names. But some of the people you may recognize, it's like Lisa Vanderpump, Kyle Richards, Tamra Judge, Meghan King, Ariana. She's appeared on multiple TV shows, Mob Wives, ABC Forever, $1 Million Listing. There's so much. She's a native-born New Yorker, and she even does New York Fashion Week. But what I love about her, she's an entrepreneurial spirit. She's a mom. She's a hard worker. She has so much spunk and energy for this industry. And I just think she's such a good role model for so many young people, especially aspiring people in the beauty industry. Welcome, Priscilla, to the show.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
You look amazing.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to cry with all that stuff.
Oh,
that is so, it's crazy. Life is crazy. It's such a journey, right? I feel like I've been on a Magic Bravo carpet ride for like 15 years.
Yes.
I'm like the Jasmine. I'm like I'm the genie.
Yes.
And just like
makes the magic happen.
Thank you so much for having me. This is such an honor. I am such a huge fan of yours too. I, working with Captain Sandy, I got to know more about you. And life is so crazy, and I know we've crossed paths, but this is just so exciting. I'm excited to pick each other's brains.
Yes.
In beauty and Bravo. But yeah, it's been such a journey. It's so crazy. It's been a fun journey, a lot of learning, a lot of growth. So yeah.
I know that when Sandy met you and you did her makeup for Watch What Happens Live, she literally called me right after to show me her makeup. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. She's not really a makeup person. She goes, you have to meet Priscilla. You guys will so vibe. I'm like, so I messaged you right away.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate that. But what's so funny is I actually did her that morning, right? For NBC Press Day.
Yeah.
And I remember I always everyone laughs at me, but they're so grateful after the fact. And I don't ask anyone for help, but I am like a pop-up shop. So
literally.
I carry everything. And with that said, and that morning, Sandy had earrings, and I had just gotten a new pair of little earrings. I get things. I always have something, and I gave her. I was like, "Girl," she's like, "No, I cannot take that." I'm like, "This is who I am. I'm a paid forward girl.
Yeah.
You're not going out like this."
Yeah.
And we put the earrings on her. It was perfect fit. It was right up her alley, and it finished her look. I'm all about that. My dad passed away, but ever since I was a little girl, he always I remember him doing a commercial one time, and I went with him, and there was a makeup artist there, and he's like, "Isn't she beautiful?" I think I was 14, and he was like, "She wants to be a makeup artist." And at that time, I guess maybe I had a conversation, but I remember on the way there, he's like, "Would you want to be a makeup artist?" And whatnot. So I was his little, whatever. But I feel like I take that with me when I work, and I feel like I'm so confidently and proud of myself to say I'm well-rounded in my industry, because I think it's okay to say that and be proud of yourself, because I put a lot into this. As you may or might know, I'm a single mom, been married a couple times.
That's okay. Hey, I don't judge.
So girlfriend, that's a whole nother Leah show.
That's a whole other show.
But we can dive into that, how makeup survives me.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
That is the truth, girl. But see, like, that's what I love about being a makeup artist. That's what I love about taking the risk years ago and diving right into this, because I knew it was for me, because makeup did something to me, not only on the outside, but on the inside.
Okay.
And the fact that I've been able to pay that forward in so many ways, and then be on this, like, mini little platform, I really try to utilize it in the most positive, pay it forward, inspirational ways as possible, and be, again, confidently and proud of myself, saying high in demand. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot.
It's a lot more than people will
realize.
give you credit for.
For sure. I remember I got in makeup for the reasons of, being in music. And so I got so tired of people just jacking up my makeup. They just didn't know how to do it. And then I'm at the mercy. So I started bringing my own stuff and doing my own face. And because you just know what you like, and when you study it so much, you know the best stuff to use, all the all the tips and tricks and stuff like that. And I'm sorry to hear about your dad. I also lost my dad. So I know that feeling. And I'm also a single mom. That's, again, a whole other story. So we have so much in common. And I think you're right. People don't realize the work that goes into makeup. I mean, it's not just we play, When did you know you wanted to be a professional makeup artist?
So to be honest, like, I always found a love through it. It was like, for me, makeup was climbing on top of the mountain and screaming, if that makes sense.
Yes, totally.
That's always what it's been. That's always the best way I could describe it. It's always been my moment. And then, I'm a big believer in you get back what you put out there.
For
and
sure.
when I saw what I was capable of when doing makeup, whether it be on myself, what it did for me, confident, like my self-esteem, and, it literally, makeup has gotten me through like really crazy times. And it's, some people will get that and some people won't. And that's okay.
Right.
Because we all are on our own journey. And the best part of life is when you are open to that and you respect everyone else's journey around you, and there's a beauty behind it.
Yeah.
You get to a certain point in life where you've either evolved to that or you've learned, and growth is a lot. It's very interesting. So like at 41 years old, this is where I am in my life.
Oh, girl, I'm going to be 50.
I feel like I'm in between those, like 21 and like kind of 51.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'm so balanced right now. Like I'm not, I surround myself with all my women. My housewives are my, listen, some may disagree with me, but all of my housewives, my Bravo celebrities, Sandy, everyone to me is an inspiration. I go home after every session with something. It's like, I know this is like corny, but this is how I really truly feel. It's like each of that is just a piece of my heart. It's like a piece of who I am. So I, 14 plus years in with just Bravo, that fulfills me. There's a fulfillment behind that. Like people go, oh my God, like, are you on something? And I'm like, no, this is adrenaline.
I'm like, I need some of that. I'm like, whatever she has, I need that.
Though, but it's excitement. Like just the last 2 weeks, I filmed a show. Can't talk about it, but it's going to come out. It's going to be a good one with some really awesome people that have been around a long time. Different network, but a really cool show. But we filmed, like, I was up in the middle of the night, and then I still had my whole other day, and being a mom and being all these other things, like, like it's like crazy. And I'm like, there's so many hats that I wear.
Yes.
In hours, and I'm like, holy cow. But there's something that is very challenging about that. And that's who I am as a person. I need a challenge because life gets boring sometimes.
So boring.
I mean, it doesn't, but it can.
Yeah, totally.
It depends on who you are.
Yes.
So for me, I want positive, happy challenges. Like I like things that motivate me and drive me, So yeah, it's good.
I love it. I so much agree with you about the makeup thing. I had horrible acne in high school. I would ditch school because of it. So I wanted to perfect, my skin, and in that journey, makeup. And I got so used to like feeling like I had to cover my skin that I used to wear so much makeup and it just looked cakey and whatever. And when I started working for MAC, as you know, it was really hard to get in to work with them in the very beginning. Like you actually had to be like an artist and a portfolio. And I was trained by Suton and like all this stuff. And I learned so much. And so I love the fact now that I bring out the person's skin. And because Sandy is like, what? You wear too much makeup. But I like it. She's like, take off those eyelashes. Yeah. No, I like eyelashes, you know, and she's really brought me down to earth a little bit more where I actually feel beautiful not wearing makeup. I literally would do my makeup before I would go downstairs and see friends or family, or I was so insecure about just a bare face. And so what I love about the two of us is we see the beauty in all of it, you know, in the confidence behind it all, because life that we've gone through has made us confident, and we're just a servant's heart. I think with age comes the confidence, right? Like I'll be 50 next month, and I look at women like you and I think,
that's you, girl.
It's who I want to surround myself with. I said, Priscilla has this energy about her that I love to evolve with people who want to evolve. Does that make sense?
Right.
And
of course it makes sense.
And who are not boring.
It's the product of your environment. And if you haven't found it, you create one.
Yeah. And you become a therapist in our industry. Like I call myself the skin therapist because it's a whole therapy session.
That is what it is.
But I love it.
I always say, I'm a makeup artist, mad scientist, entrepreneur, therapist, because that's really what it is. And I always used to say, I'm changing the world through the art of beauty. There's so much connection that happens, and it doesn't matter who you are sitting in the chair. Right. You know, like you are building, you know, it's an art. So
it is an art.
Art's beautiful. And, you know, when people really let themselves get lost in it, you know, it's like, you always say, don't get lost in the sauce. When it comes to makeup, get lost in the sauce. You know, because there's so many different parts of you that you can create. Like last night I did a look and like I FaceTime my mom because she's like, she loves, or I FaceTime her, I'm like, Ma, look, and I had all this glitter, and she's like, can you give me some of that? And I'm like, I know, right? The band.
Yeah. You know? What makes you determine like a favorite product? Like when you post a product, what gets that product to that point where you're like, oh my gosh, these people need to know about this product?
I'm going to throw myself under the bus because this is who I am. I got to throw a little comedy and some raw on there. But so like the men in my life, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, yeah.
I give like, like, you know, I got to try everything. So no, you have to be open to products. You know, you have to be open to finding out stuff, you know, like I used to say back in the day, go to Sephora and like try out stuff, you know, because then they had like a great return policy. Now they're a little more strict on it. Right. But I feel like it's not so much determining what goes where or what, because that's the science behind it. You can get creative with it. Yeah. But it's more of, you know, again, every job calls for something different. Why are you laughing? My
dog, like literally, if you saw what's happening right now, I'm trying so hard. I love holding them together. When there's like podcasts. It's like tit. And see, Pat is like literally like trying not to trip over all these wires. And I'm trying to pay attention because this is like so important. Of why you like products. No, because I want to know.
Why I like products, girl. What goes where?
But you try it all on yourself, right? Like you try it all on yourself and then you're like, it's a must-have.
You know, being on social media, I became like an influencer. So I get a lot of brands that like to promote and I get to share what's new with them. Yeah. Laura Mercier is a big sponsor. Claudia ColourPop. I like a lot of, you know, new small businesses. I try to get them out there too, which I've been very successful at doing. Yeah. There's a brand, for example, Shush It's a Secret. They're collagen eye gel pads, lip mask, forehead, and they're actually amazing. Yeah. There's Miami Gorgeous, which I love. I've been using that since pandemic. It's a self-tanner. They also have vitamin C serum, skincare. The story behind that is so cool too. I connected with the two girls. They were from Long Island, moved to Miami, best friends. One's an esthetician. So loved the idea of all of it. And it was funny because at that time I had gotten another brand. Like, so the package was amazing. And then there was like this little bottle in a bag. Yeah. I was like, let me try this, you know? Yeah. And I fell in love with it. And then all of a sudden we went into pandemic And I'm a quarter Polish and Irish, so I'm very fair. And we weren't going outside, and where it's like the weather over here, wasn't that many sunny days. So to be honest, I was so against self-tanner. And I got into this and the organicness behind it and all the natural ingredients and all this stuff. And I got into it and it like made me come to life. And then I started doing seminars and I started doing more makeup looks and like literally from touching one product. So It's like a product is like, it's the food that feeds your face. So your soul, or whatever,
true. Yeah.
And so it's like, it gives you the motivation. And that's what I love about makeup, because being a makeup artist and being versatile and working on so many different people and working on different types of projects where something always calls for something, you really find the art in makeup.
Yeah, right.
And you get to go in your own world,
right? But
on someone's face, and then you mix it all in, and it's like there's just so much. It's a learning process. It's just fun,
and you never have to retire.
Yeah, like it's crazy. I thought,
you never have to retire. Like, I mean, there's no age limit to the end of the makeup artist career.
And there's so many doors of makeup and education. Like there's different types of makeup. There's, again, never thought that being a makeup artist, I'd be able to talk so much about makeup.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much. And there's so much to say about everything. And what I love about you is that being a makeup artist, at first, I never really realized, because you learn from your experience, but it starts with skincare. And that's what I love about connecting with you, is that you dig deep. And then like, that's the whole thing, because as a woman or as anyone that's just into their skincare and into self-love and, doing that for themselves, it all starts with you.
Yes.
An esthetician.
Yes.
Because once you create and build that canvas, you can make just about anything work for you.
Right. It's that foundation, right? Like with anything, a strong foundation, a healthy foundation, then you can just add upon that, like little details, like what you do, you bring out those details in people. And I love that I create that healthy foundation in skincare. It makes all the difference in the world. So what advice, like I didn't really have advice when I was doing this. I literally would go to Nordstrom and memorize all the matte colors before my interview. I would do my friend's makeup in the living room just to create like a portfolio, and I didn't have the guidance at 18 years old to learn how to be a makeup artist. So what advice would you give to anyone wanting to go into our industry?
Well, to be honest, I didn't have that guidance either. I worked in computer software for 8 years. And then, long story short, had a child, got married, got divorced, and then really just wanted to find love in something that I did.
Yeah.
And without a question, it was makeup. But I just, to say it, like, I guess, in the most well-rounded way is just figure out what you do, take as many risks, educate yourself, dig deep into finding, like, everyone's like, there's no rush. Time is what it is. And it's the essence, and it's all we have. So it's really just how you're utilizing your time.
Right.
And, make every second count, every hour count. Like, it's a lot easier said than done, because we all get in our own way. And then there's all that noise. But again, you just have to stay focused. And like, when it comes to makeup specifically, there's so many doors of opportunity. Because there's so many different types of fields in makeup and in beauty that you can get into.
Right.
That you can either physically do, you can vocally do. There's just so many ways to, if you have a love in it, you have to dissect and go through your journey. Like for me, I never knew that I would be here.
Right.
Where I am.
Yeah.
I wasn't even like a thought. It was just like, I'm gonna, be a great makeup artist. It was just something that I loved. I was going through a lot in time. So again, makeup was my out.
Yeah.
And I changed my whole life with an infant and took a risk. I had a corporate job. I was like, yeah. And I was like, I'm going to go to Mac. And everybody was like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, peace, adios.
Yeah.
And I did it with my little 9-month-old. And I was like, okay. And I was like, this Mac artist. And what's crazy? Last night I did my own little photo shoot promoting some products and some stuff that I use. And my old boss, She always writes to me every day, and I literally commented, and you can see, and I said, the best boss ever. She was so loving to me, but she was hard on me.
Yeah.
Like when it was like, everyone laughs at me, like Tiny, Tamika, she always goes, my girl has a bacon timer. And I timed their
so funny.
face.
Yeah.
So I'm at like 28 minutes of full face, lashes and all. And my old boss used to clock me.
Yeah.
Like she used to be like, 20 minutes, let's go, 10 products, do it.
Yeah.
And it was like, I loved it though. I loved that push. I loved that discipline.
Yes.
Because in this world of TV and even being a bridal makeup artist,
You're gonna be
when
quick.
that time comes, lights, camera, action, you better figure out what it is that you need. Like
real fast.
When I do big weddings or where I'm on set at Watch It Happens Live, or like where there's an audience watching, whether it's in the green room or whatnot, it intrigues me on how they're intrigued that I know where the hell everything is. It's comical. And there's not a session that goes by that people are like, how the hell did you know what to use?
Yeah, because it's a beautiful chaos. It's a beautiful chaos. It's
put it back.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. I literally could talk to you for days. But I think this is such a great start with all of this, because I adore you. I think you're beautiful. I watch your videos all the time, and I can't wait to see you, at BravoCon and all of that stuff, and do more together. But I just want to thank you so much.
There.
You what?
I'm gonna have to glam you there. I'm gonna be like, overstanding.
I'm just like, one of these days, I want your hands to get on my face. For sure.
I feel like we kind of resemble each other. I feel like you can be like sister.
That's a compliment.
Cut my hair, but prior,
I can
I feel like a soul sister right here.
Yeah, I could.
You might have a new look.
I don't know. I might have a new look. I don't know my new look.
You could rock it, girl.
All right. Oh my gosh, I just love you and adore you, and let's do this more, because I think we can do so much together. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks everyone for joining the Leah Rae podcast. I am so glad Priscilla came on today. This was so exciting. Please rate, review, and subscribe. Really appreciate your support in all of this. And thank you so much again for joining this Leah Rae podcast. Bye. Thanks everyone. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the Leah Rae podcast. Tap the bell so you get notifications. Like and subscribe. I really appreciate your support. Thanks. Bye.